Well, welcome to my MN86 KS crawler review. Built this up from a kit, and this is actually one of the best kits I've had in quite some years. You're going to need some of your own electrics, but it does come with some as well. And besides those funky headlights, you've got one very super scale G550 G-wagon. Rich here, and welcome back to the channel, my fellow Driftomaniacs. I guess a lot of us out there are still under shelter in place or stay at home orders, meaning we have got a lot of time on our hands. So why don't you use some of that time to get an RC kit and build it up to kill some time. Now in today's video, I'll be unboxing one of these kits, building it up, and then taking it out for a test run to see just how we get on. Were there two kits here, Richie? I'll explain that in just a minute. It is, as you will see from the box, a G500 replica. This is not the finished article down here, but more on that in a second. This truck is available in two different options, the MN86 and the MN86KS. The KS has bearings as opposed to bushings, and it has a lot more scale detail on the bodywork. Yours for around about $90, yours for around about $120. It comes with some of the electrics, but not everything. They both come with a motor and a steering servo, but you will need to provide transmitter, receiver, and in my case I've gone for this Hobbywing 1060 60 amp ESC. And the reason why I've got this crawler on the bench is because one of these cars is a G500 in black and one is a G500 in the same bright green as that. So you can guess which one of these I'm building and keeping up for myself, but the other one of these will be given away as the prize in next Driftomaniacs challenge, free to someone wherever they are in the world. So that kit will be making its way to the winner of the March Driftomaniacs challenge. Anyway, let me get that camera down. Let's see what we get for our money, put the thing together and test it outside. And I'll put a link to everything that's featured in this video in the description below the video. And I would just point out before we open it, this has got a 53-degree approach angle, 53-degree descent angle. That ain't bad. One very bright green Mercedes G500 body and one very red scale interior on it. Structure manual, guess that's the first thing we need to unpack. This bag appears to have the axles and the diffs in there, feeling the weight on there, servo included, 4 tyres, shocks and springs, and our motor and heatsink tucked away in there as well. And these look like all of the detailed parts fit into the body, interior and exterior parts. Yeah, more things we're going to need the manual to find out what the heck they are. Our 2 metal chassis rails, which may need a bit of straightening out on their Rich. Well, what do we think of that body? Absolutely eye-popping to my mind. I have a feeling this is going to be pretty good with the level of detail the kit looks to have when I get that built up. Anyway, about time to read the manual, put this thing together, and by the end of this video, you are going to be seeing this car running. Well, the tyres, fairly nice and soft, seem to have got a fairly decent tread pattern on there. But at this price point, they're not beadlocks, nor are they glued, so the first thing to do, glue those on. Okay, well, I'm a couple of hours into this, and I will say it's a lot better than what I was anticipating. Front suspension pretty much sorted out, the servo fixed on there. Rear suspension done on this side, just putting the chassis together and then attach the two onto there. But very impressed from the outset with this. I built up quite a few kits, a couple of crawlers along the way, and this thing quite a lot of people could learn from. And this instruction manual is excellent. The only downside is sorting out which size screws to fit in the thing can be a little bit of a pain. That is the only downside to it, but that seems a minor price to pay because the quality of the plastic is pretty good and all the components seem to fit together very nicely. Well, as ever people, I will call it like it is. At this price point, I have to say this thing absolutely outstanding build quality, and some of the other big crawler manufacturers out there could certainly get theirs made by the same people making this. Friction dampers on here, but you could easily replace those with oil-filled ones. But overall, the quality, second to none so far. But we'll see how it goes when I finish it and test it outside. Okay, so rolling chassis, pretty much complete. All I've got to do now is install the ESC and receiver and the body. More to the point on that body, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 bags of parts to go with that scale body. I have a feeling this thing's going to look pretty good by the time it's finished. Well, I thought I would just show you everything laid out that fits onto the interior and the exterior of this truck, just to show you just how comprehensive this kit is. Well, all built up, pretty much ready to go. I have to say, for $120 as a kit, I am blown away by this. I haven't even driven it yet, but I've assembled enough cars to know this thing feels extremely well put together, and that body is absolutely stunning for the money. Well, first of all, we're going to give the car a quick test up the climb board, see just how steep a slope we can get up with that. But I just want to show you the underside of the car. Battery goes in this compartment here, so you just remove the clip to pull the battery on and out, to pull the battery in and out. And I fitted the on-off switch at the back here, so you can just reach underneath to turn the car on and off, because the chassis screws down to the body. It doesn't clip to the body at all, but that gives you those gorgeous clean lines on the outside of the car, making it a super scale crawler. But it's a little bit bouncy. Can't help thinking some oil fill shocks would help out greatly. But let's see how it gets on the climb board, then take it out around the trail on my garden. 47 degrees on there, so let's try, see if we can get up. But I have a feeling that spare wheel is going to need to come off in order to get it to climb really well. I'll take it all back. Got to be fast there, Richie boy. So 47 degrees on the climb board, not too bad at all. For effectively, it's stock out the box, no mods to this car, with that tyre off and weight off on the back there, a little bit more weight on the front. I think that baby would climb in over 50 degrees fairly easily. For most of the trail trucks with a bit of zip to them, even just on 2S, that is going to be faster than you can comfortably walk with. So it's got more than enough pace if you want. Okay, well, time to give the MN86KS its first run. Steering radius test. Not bad, not bad. It's quite feisty, even on 2S. With this ESC setup, how is it going to be though? Baby steps to start with. 5 centimetres ground clearance in the middle there. Look at that, without any worries at all. A little bit jumpy on the throttle, but it's a turn of speed. I noticed from the outset he's getting a little bit kicked around, bounced around there with having friction dampers as opposed to oil fill shocks. Well, that would be a simple mod to make this much better indeed. Now I am conscious, given this gorgeous body, which is very scale indeed, you're probably not going to want to go hammering this on the trail. It has a reasonably competent feel to it from the outset, but it's not bad at all. What I first crawls I built up from the kit, and then on the loose trail stuff here, should massacre over that. And as scale bodies go, it's very scale like a G-wagon indeed. And it's not crawling badly, considering it's just stock tyres, stock setup. This is literally stock out the box. Well, when I finish building it from the kit anyway. Loving the look of that though. That turning radius is not bad actually. Nor is that 5 mil ground clearance. The motor has got quite a bit of power actually. Certainly more than enough for getting up here. I think the thing that's going to stop it is the ground clearance, and you can see that suspension hard at work there. Well, with the lack of oil fill dampers on there, showing itself down. But overall, for the money, I have to say, I'm relatively impressed with it. And I was thinking it might be a little bit rear heavy with that spare wheel at the back, which you could easily remove, but the motor being at the front and the servo being at the front seems to have a fairly decent built-in climbing ability. Well, time for a quick wrap up of the MN86KS. As I said, there's a slightly cheaper of this version, but I'll put a link to that one and this one below the video. And I have to say, I've built a few kits up over the years, and there's the good, the bad and the ugly. This is pretty darn good indeed. It's already taken a few tumbles. I've been a little bit careful because the body, to my mind, is absolutely gorgeous. I'd say super scale on there. The motor, it comes with a stock, and the servo, it comes with a stock. Servo seems to have plenty of torque on there. Likewise, the motor seems to have absolutely bags of torque on there. I would say a better choice of VSC would greatly improve the handling and control of this truck, as would a set of oil-filled shocks. Now, from the outset, I would say, I will tell you the good and the bad about any car I test. The good thing on this is you're getting an awful lot of kit for your money. It's also pretty easy to put together. The instruction manual is very, very good indeed. Negative points to it, you can struggle to decide which screws go in which holes in there, as a lot of them appear quite similar size but are succinctly different on there. It will greatly benefit from a much better ESC than the one I'm using, predominantly one with drag brake on here. On the plus side, the steering servo and the motor have both got a lot of torque in them respectively on there, so I think out on the trail this thing will do pretty well indeed. However, the suspension all round without oil-filled shocks in there is very, very bouncy indeed, as you might have noticed in the video. When you're accelerating braking, it's very much like this seesawing around on there. But Tom Lee RC, my fellow Brit, has done a mod where he's fitted oil-filled shocks to this, which I can quite well believe transforms this car completely. Anyway, hope you like what you've seen today, but with time on my hands, I have to say, I've really, really enjoyed building this kit. First one I built in quite a few years, but it ain't half bad for the money. Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video, and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.